CTM Sports in the house. What's going on? We about to get right into it. Hot off the press. Let me know in the comments. Is Shannon Sharpe out of pocket for the partnership with Chad Ochocinco X, or is he? Or is he? Is he out of pocket? Or is he showing Chad who he is? I say this all the time. Chad said, "Wasn't nobody gonna run this by me? Wasn't nobody gonna ask? I thought this was a partnership." Guess what Unc told him?
It's always business, never personal. It's always business, never personal.
He told him it's not personal, it's business. Let me know in the comments, do you think Shannon Sharpe was out of pocket, or do you think he's showing Chad who he really is? There are some people who can separate business from personal, and there's some people who can't. Somewhere people fall on that spectrum, wherever you fall. There are some people that will respect that this person was attached to my co-host or partner, so I'm not gonna cross that line. What I would say is this.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
They are from two different eras, two different mindsets. And though they are cordial and they're professional, they are not friends. This is just my opinion. Because when you're cool with somebody, or if you have that kind of respect for another person, it's just certain stuff you wouldn't do.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
So when you have that much of an age difference, culture difference, everybody do different things based on where you stand as far as your views, your mindset, and who you are. Another thing to think about is, are they doing this for publicity? Just like when he had the fake video of to promote the pills or whatever, the power pellets. Are they doing this to get more publicity because of the FS1 suit was getting a lot of fire? No pun intended. I forgot they're in LA. But are they doing this for publicity? PR. Now, the times when I did watch Chad Ocho, Nightcap, there were some times where he would always ask Real to come on the camera and give her a take, or I would come on the camera and talk for a few minutes. And Chad was like, "Why are you asking her to come on for? This is Chad and So I ask you again: was Shannon Sharpe out of pocket, or is he?
She likes it my way, my way.
So when they broke up, it was like on and off. They kept playing that game, breaking up, and he posted on Twitter. I tried to find. I didn't feel like digging for it. He having a new show called Something Baddies, but it got her and two other women, something like that. And Chad responded to the Twitter and said, "So this how we doing it?" I'm just paraphrasing. "This how we doing it? I thought we was partners, man. That's how we doing it. Said you cut a side deal with the on New Jack City. You cut a side deal with the. Is Shannon Sharpe being Nino Brown, man? Let me know in the comments. Is Shannon Sharpe being Nino Brown, man? Is Shannon Sharpe being Nino Brown? Do you think Shannon Sharpe is foul? Or do you think he within his rights? And people wonder why some of these shows don't last for a long time. And usually the time is because we don't want to work with each other on a respectful level. It always comes to a weird fork in the road where you got to make this decision. You can either keep it going like it is, or you say, I'm going to do it my way. According to what they Uncle was saying, Shannon was saying, was there was a partnership. And I'm telling you how he looking at it.
Always business. Never personal.
Whether it's right or wrong, it's up to you to decide, but he probably looked at it as because he's the owner of the whole situation, they're just partners for that show. And he saw something in real that she was entertainment value. And when they broke up, he offered her a contract to make a show.
It's always business. Never personal.
Now, if Chad takes that personal, I don't know. Time will tell. Or it could be just a publicity stunt. They'd be on Nightcap like nothing ever happened. Just capping. Who knows? But when you got an age difference, you got a culture difference, you just got two different men, two different mindsets. It's hard to be on the same page with a person that's totally opposite of you, man-wise anyway. If y'all didn't grow up together, different codes, man. Some people, man, you just get it how you live. And some people is honor and respect. And some people got different rules for honor and respect. It's not the same. Clearly, you can tell it's not the same. Because there are some people who will say, because Chad is my dog, I'm not doing it. And then there are some people.
It's always business. Never personal.
Whether it's right or wrong, who knows? Is this going to change the landscape? Probably will. And you could kind of tell after that time where Chad was a little late, I think. He was a little late. And they kind of got into a spat. Kind of tell like he looks at Chad a little different. He don't look at him as his equal sometimes. Well, I don't know. That's what it seemed like to me. He look at him as a subordinate, but I thought it was a partnership, and I thought they respected each other. But like I say, when you it's kind of like Dame Dash and Jay-Z, right? Brooklyn, Harlem. Like, at some point, you knew that it was going to come to a weird point in the road because one's from Brooklyn and one's from Harlem. One going to do it the Brooklyn way, one going to do it the Harlem way. They don't really mix. You got Miami, Liberty City, I think that's where he's from, and you got rural Georgia. Two totally different mindsets. Two totally different mindsets. And then to stack another layer on top of that, you got the entertainment industry. Everybody's trying to get clout. Everybody's trying to come up. Whether it's on your dime, whether it's on your reputation, it don't matter. They just out there. And that's kind of how Chad felt.
Why you over there looking at me? Why my girl standing?
Hey, yo, Unc, why you taking my girl, man? Hit him with the mace.
Why you over there looking at me? Why my
But,
girl standing?
is it grimy? Depending on where you at on the spectrum. Is it grimy? Is it business? Like I say, man, everybody, you don't know really who people are until they show you their moves and their actions. Then that's when you make a move or action. I'm not saying they should fight each other. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is now that you know, if you consider that shady, what do you do next? That's the question. Let me know in the comments. If you see somebody do something that you don't like, or you see something that's shady, what do you do next? If this is real.
She likes it my way, my way, my way.
Kind of what Shannon tell him. Think about what Chad is thinking. He's looking at it from both sides. Not only is he looking at Unc,
Why you over there looking at me? Why my girl standing?
but he's looking at Sherelle as well. Because think about this. If she signed a deal with Shay Shay Media, that means she had to be in contact with him. And if she was in contact with him, this is the thinking game. Check out the podcast, Thinking Game, on Thursdays, 6:30. We talk about these things, thinking through stuff. When you start thinking about the whole picture of it, in order for her to sign that deal, even though it was all three of them, but in order for her to sign that deal, there had to be contact between her and Shay.
She likes it my way, my way, my way.
So Chad's looking at it like, that's foul.
Holy Bible, assault rifle.
And his ex Rail looking at it like,
They told me bust out my AP, perfect timing. They told me bust out my AP. They told me bust out my AP, perfect timing.
she said it's perfect timing. But let me know in the comment what you think. Do you think this was foul? Or do you think he was within his rights? Some dudes out there that think, hey, I ain't with her no more. I don't care. Not my business. I could care less. And then there's some dudes that take that personal, like, man, why would you even?
Why you over there looking at me? Why my girl standing?
Who knows? But when you in the entertainment industry and you're talking about money and contracts and TV time and clout and all that stuff, man, it's not regular no more. It's not a regular frame of thinking. It's just not. I mean, most of the time, women would say you're not supposed to do that. That's a no-no. You don't talk to another woman's friend if y'all was dating on any level. But look at it from the other side. She's talking to supposedly his partner. But like I say, in order for her to talk to him, she had to be in contact with him, whether it was through phone, DMs, email, Twitter, social media, however. She had to talk to him in order to sign a deal for their podcast or whatever. She had to sign something, and before they signed something, they had to come to an agreement. So that means that she was talking to him outside of Chad.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Now, is that foul for her to do that? Or is it a double standard? It's okay for her to do that. Because if a guy did that, it would be totally foul, 100%. But that's why I tell the young bulls out there, we live in a world of double standards. We do. Can't run. You can't hide from it. You can't run around it. It's just it is what it is. And sometimes, man, you just gotta be able to move on and really watch who's around you and who you fool with. And even then, I can only imagine in the entertainment business, people put on fronts and facades, and you really don't know until these kind of situations happen on who you're dealing with. Both sides. Dealing with Shannon and dealing with Real. He used to say real name a lot when they was on the show too. He used to have her come on there like stick her head in the camera and stuff like that. I'm not saying he probably messing around with it. I don't think Shannon on that kind of time. I just think that doing business deals and stuff like that still kind of a little bit kind of business grimy. I don't know if it's life grimy, but business grimy. If they was partners, he couldn't have said, "What you think about that, Ocho? I'm about to thinking about signing Rail to a deal." Could at least got his blessings first. That's all I'm saying. When you don't do that, it's kind of like saying something without saying something. If that makes sense. It's kind of like saying, I'm bossed up. You not. I'm making boss moves. You're not a boss. But I may be looking at that wrong. But for him to do that, think about this. The breadcrumbs. In order for him to do that, he had to talk to Rail outside of Chad. And if you're Chad, you're probably thinking, how long was this going on? Was he doing this when I was with her? Or did he do it while we was broke up the first time? He was in contact with her? What is going on? And you know what Unc said?
She likes it my way, my way, my way.
And you know what Chad is saying? And you know what Rail's saying?
They told me bust out my AP, perfect time, man.
So you got three different mindsets, three different thought processes going on at one time. Unreal. I hope they can get this resolved. I hope it don't go off the cliff. The partnership that they had with Nightcap, they doing great numbers, doing great things. I hope that it doesn't cause a split. Man, that's why it's so hard for us to maintain success as a community, man, because it's so just little stuff. It be the little stuff that throw stuff off sometimes. What? Where'd this come from? But I don't know, man. And Chad, man, who knows, man, how you feeling right now? It's pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. Can you imagine Chad getting on Twitter and seeing that Club Shay Shay Media? What? But it's crazy, man. So, Ocho Cinco got a choice to make. Let's see what happens. This is like real time. Who knows? This either real or it's for publicity. We're going to find that out too. On time will tell you everything you need to know. But what I will say is, when you out here dealing with people, you can only know by the moves that they make and things that they do. There was the good thing that came out of it is Chad really got on the national scene on the social media level. He got on the national like he was in football. But now he got a decision to make. Do you leave Shay Media and go on your own and try to make your own production. I'm pretty sure you got the money to do it, but you have to make your own team and handle that. Or do you just let it go, chalk it up as a loss, and stay?
It's always business. Never personal.
Because it's gonna be a whole. I mean, even if he stay, it's gonna be different, man. That dynamic's gonna be different. It'll be a whole new world, man. But you can only imagine what's going through Chad's head, man. Because you feel betrayed on all levels. But you still getting paid by this person. You in a business deal with this person. You in contract maybe with this person in a contract. So do you just break that contract? Is it that easy? May not be that easy to break away. And guess what? He probably knows that too.
She likes it my way, my way, my way.
So we're going to find out in real time how this going to turn out. But I just want to talk about the thinking aspect of this. What's Chad thinking? What's Unc thinking? I'm a boss.
She likes it my way.
I'm a boss. I run this. I make the decisions. I'm shelling out the checks. You work for me. He haven't said that, but the actions speak louder than words. And Chad right now. No, that may be Unc. But at the end of the day, though, man, stuff happens, man. People show you who they are. And when you go into deals with people, man, and you bring your personal life into it, this kind of stuff can happen. Like I say, two different age groups. I think Chad, maybe mid-40s. Unc probably in the mid-50s. That's an age gap. Two different age gaps. Two different mindsets. To Unc, it don't even matter to him. To Unc, it's a business deal. It don't even matter. Chad's thinking like, wait a minute. How long was this going on? You just didn't do this yesterday. This had to be going on for a while. It's tough, man. This depends on where you fall on the spectrum. I'm objective about it. I don't have a dog in the fight with neither one of those guys. I'm just talking about it from a thinking aspect on how life comes at you in different ways. Just when you think everything's going good and you got it figured out, boom.
She likes it my way, my way, my way.
Just when you think you got it figured out, boom. Just when you think you got it figured out, Unc, what's up? And then you know what he tell you?
It's always business. Never personal.
And being to think through this, is it worth losing the bag that you making with Nightcap? Is it worth your stature, your brand that you building right now on Nightcap? Is it worth blowing it all up and starting your own? Is it worth it? Some people say yes, some people gonna say no. But that's the question. Is it worth just splitting, starting your own, and say, forget it, I've had enough? Or is it worth just saying, man, you know what? Is it file? Okay. I'm not with it no more. This probably showed me why I'm not with it no more.
They told me bust out my AP, perfect time, man.
Now I know what to do going forward. Now I know how to treat this going forward. Sometimes when you in business deals, you can't get so comfortable, even though people try to get you comfortable. But you still have to be careful and be aware at the same time because it's a business deal. You're not best friends. You're not. He's not Shannon Sharpe best friend. He's not. They didn't grow up together. They didn't come from the same area. They didn't even play during the same time. I think he was retired by the time Chad came in the league. So it's two different eras of people you talking about here. Especially when you're talking about business, you're talking about money, you're talking about potentially making money. Shannon as a businessman, as an owner, he's thinking about Rail has the face for TV. Rail has the personality, all those things. And because y'all not together, he didn't feel like, I don't know, he probably didn't feel like he had to reach out to you because y'all not together anymore. Y'all not an item. So if y'all not an item, she free to do whatever she want. He say that kind of stuff all the time to you. Just wasn't paying attention, I guess. Sometimes instead of hearing, sometimes you really got to listen to what the person is saying. Now you got to listen to the actions. And you got to ask yourself, is it worth blowing it up and starting your own brand and blow it up for what you're building up now? Sometimes going across the bridge is tough. But if you're trying to get to the other side, sometimes you just got to go across the bridge while it's swaying and just get across to the other side. Don't stop in the middle of the bridge, even though I'm not saying it's easy. What I'm saying is don't let nothing stop you from reaching your success. Don't let something that two people did throw you off your game. You still got to run the route, Ocho. You still got to make that catch. You still got to get those numbers. Don't allow the distractions to throw you off your game. This may be a perfect timing moment for you. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Shannon Sharpe is out of pocket? Or do you think this is a publicity stunt? Pretty wild, man, but I don't know. I hope it's a publicity stunt. I hope it's not real, but like I say, man, when you're dealing with two different people, two different men, from two different time zone eras, times and stuff like that. Well, one person may consider grimy, another person may consider business. Well, one person could consider a friend, and another person could consider we business partners. We can never be friends. We're from two different eras, two different age groups. We're business partners. I have to look at things from a business. I have to make money as a business. And he told him that.
It's always business. Never personal.
So with that being said, we finna move on to the next topic. That's the last one too. LeBron thinks he can play another 5 to 7 years. LeBron thinks he can play another 5 to 7 years. Realistic or cap? Which one you think? You think it's realistic or do you think it's a cap? Like I said, I'm 41. I don't have millions of dollars to invest in my body, but I still got the body by Jake. And I'm telling you, I don't know if I would still feel like playing basketball. You know, the trainings, the meetings, the traveling. If you could just play in the city that you in and just play the games, all right, okay, I could do that. But you got to travel, 50 or however many cities they got in the NBA teams. Then you got playoffs. If they go to the playoffs, the up and down, jumping, the running back and forth, the wear and tear on your body. He's saying he can play till he's 45, 47. I don't know, man. It's tough, man. It's tough. And then when you start getting older, you get those moments you just don't feel like it. You have to fight that. Not because mentally you don't want to do it. It's just your body is just not up to doing it. But that's just me. I'm just a regular person. I'm not a cyborg like LeBron. I mean, LeBron is a cyborg. Yes, he's a cyborg. 100%. But he always say this around this time, though. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
He always say this around this time. I could play another fight. He's been saying that for like probably the last 5 or 7 years. And then when you get deep in the game,
Too deep to change. Everybody know my name. I guess I gotta charge it to the game.
you got to charge it to the game, man. He been in the game for a long time, man.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
But I think the truth is, I give him maybe another 2 years. He probably out. The only reason I can see him hanging around that long is if he's trying to play with his son, Bryce. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. And he's trying to get a deal where they could both be on the same team and they can play, whether it be with the Lakers or some other team. Living long enough, he's not saying this for nothing. He's not. He's not saying it for nothing.
It's always business. Never personal.
And it's a method to his madness if you just sit back and just pay attention. It's a method to his madness. Smart dude. Very smart dude. It's just your body, though, don't always line up with your mind. That's why you don't see a lot of those explosive. You may see the few of them here or there, but when you in your 40s, man, the muscles are not the same. It's just the energy level's not the same. Sometimes you have to fight to get that energy burst. As a regular person, you have to fight. I can't even imagine being an NBA basketball player, how tough it is to muster up that energy sometimes. It's the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. You're 40 years old. Do you really feel like it, taking it to that next level if AD don't want to do it? When you got to score like the last 8 to 12 points or y'all going to lose? Do you even feel like dealing with that kind of pressure when you in those last 5 to 7 years? Now, if you got another player that's transcended and can take that load off of you, 100% he could do that. But I don't think he found that player yet. It's kind of like Jordan playing for the Wizards. I don't think he found that player that can carry him and then he can just finish out with the big moments. I don't think he found that yet. I don't think he's going to find it, to be honest with you. So that's why I think the only way he would play that long if he's trying to play with Bryce after he leave Arizona after 1 year, if he balled out in Arizona. That's the only way. Only way. But what I'm saying is once you get over 40, I'm 41, not easy. Especially when you're tall. Joints hurt. I'm 6'5". Joints hurt. Sometimes the back act up on you when you wake up. You don't even know why. Your back acting up on you. It's just the body is telling you you're 40 now. But I don't have millions of dollars to invest in like Pilates and health and a vegan diet and chef. I'm sure that extends your playing time a little bit longer than just a regular person like me that work 9 to 5 and, family stuff, church stuff. I don't have the same resources that he has. But even if I did, I would definitely be listening to my body and say, man, what's my body saying? And once again, LeBron is a cyborg. He's not built like everybody else. But even then, being a cyborg, sometimes the hydraulic fluid still dissipates. It gets old. And even robots have a failure point. Cyborgs. Even the Terminator had a failure point. But with that being said, let me know in the comments, is Shannon Sharpe out of pocket or is he? And can LeBron play another 5 to 7 years? Is that realistic or cap? So with that being
They told me
said,
bust out my AP, perfect time. They told me bust out my AP, perfect time, man.
with that being said, I'm about to get ready to sign out. Make sure to check out the podcast on Thursdays at 6:30. Thinking Game Podcast, and I just pop in and do these CTM Sports. You just gotta subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell, and when I pop on to let you know. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about this show today. I appreciate everybody who come back and watch this. About to get ready to sign out this thing. Thanks for watching. Living for the city. Little Rock, that is, Arkansas. Catch me when I come back on again. I'm signing out.
And now we're living just enough for the city.